Shut up and sit down. Shut up and sit down.
For tonight's Minnesota State High School League Section 8AA quarterfinal boys basketball tournament game featuring the Fergus Falls Otters and the Pelican Rapids Vikings. I'd like to call our attention to the program where you can see the progression of the tournament as the winners go forward and also the rankings that the teams receive. Minnesota State High School League Section 8AA and Fergus Falls and Pelican Rapids schools strongly encourage good sportsmanship. Sportsmanship is demonstrated by fair play, good character, integrity, and honor, as well as demonstrated respect for the rules and traditions of the sport. We are all accountable for self-control and graciousness in victory and defeat. Thank you for supporting Minnesota State High School League activities and good sportsmanship. And now, would you please stand, remove your head coverings, and face the northwest corner of the gymnasium, where the flag of the United States of America is displayed. We will honor our country with the playing of the national anthem by the Pelican Rapids Pep Band under the direction of Mr. Sean Fitzsimmons.
Good evening, basketball fans, and welcome to what is a jam-packed Pelican Rapids Leaders Gymnasium as we welcome you into this Section 8AA quarterfinal matchup between the Fergus Falls Otters and the home team Pelican Rapids Vikings. Good evening, everyone. My name is Logan Knorr, joined alongside John Peter. We'll call him JP throughout the night. This is an exciting matchup here of two teams that have not met yet in this season. Fergus Falls getting past the East Grand Forks Green Wave on Thursday night, and Pelican Rapids getting past the Frazee Hornets, bringing them to this round of 8 where in Pelican Rapids it will be a formidable final action of our broadcasting as we are going into neutral site options, whoever wins this basketball game. They're announcing the starting lineups for both teams. We'll start with Fergus Falls Otters. We're going to say number 3, Caden Conklin, is a 6-foot senior. He'll run the point for Fergus Falls. Number 5, a 6'2 junior, Elliot Pribanow. Number 11, Henry Bethel. He's a 5'8 freshman. Number 12, Jaden Manteufel. He's a 6'2 junior. And number 21, a 6'3 senior, Luke Newman. Now for your home team, Pelican Rapids Vikings, they're going to bring out these 5 players for you. At point guard, number 15, a 6-foot sophomore, Timmy Guler. Ian Fay is a 6'6 junior. He is number 30. Braden Eckert, the only senior on the starting lineup. He's a 6'2 guard. And Tanner Tollerud, he is a 6-foot junior, number 11. And in the center is Hunter Williams. He is a 6'4 forward, and he's a junior, number 20. So those 5 will walk it out here for Pelican Rapids. The 3 officials tonight are Jason Askegaard, Logan Rydell, and Rob Newdell. A veteran officiating crew, and what is going to be an exciting night of basketball. Great turnout from both the home team and the away team, JP. It's an exciting night of basketball indeed.
Yeah, absolutely. We knew coming into tonight this was going to be probably the biggest crowd this gym has seen since it opened back in 2017. So it's very exciting to see just an absolutely packed house here this evening as we get things underway. And, of course, things simultaneously.
And we're going to start up. Braden Ecker catches a one-way ticket right to the rim
That's
to start this off.
my move. I talk over his dunks all season.
I know you have. Just keep rambling, and we'll see more dunks by Braden Ecker. Fergus Falls working out a man-to-man defense, and Braden Ecker able to burn it with a back cut there in the first possession. So Fergus is going to try and answer on the offensive end. Baseline drive down there by Manteufel. Now they get to the top of the key to Conklin. Trying to make something happen is Henry Bethel. That ball is going to go out of bounds, though. Last touch by Bethel, so the Vikings are going to take it back here.
Let's talk about some keys to the game tonight, Logan. Coach John Gullingsrud for the Vikings comes in saying locate the shooters. We can't let them get the open three look. We got to rebound well defensively and also attack the paint and play with confidence offensively. We saw that right off the start with the play set up for Ecker's dunk, and we'll see if the Vikings can keep things rolling.
Ecker's going to try and keep it rolling from three. That shot's no good. Last touch is going to be by Fergus Falls. It's going to stay with Pelican Rapids. Speaking of the keys of the game, Fergus Falls, you can see their personnel, very lanky, very long, very athletic, but it sounds like they're full of shooters after my conversation I had with John Gullingsrud. So how the Vikings handle that defensively will be interesting to watch. Timmy Guler's going to try and heat it up from three. His three-point shot is short, rebounded there by Bethel, and here comes Fergus Falls. Conklin's going to jog it up here for the Otters. Vikings, looks like they're starting with a man-to-man half-court defense. Bethel, far side wing, gets it in the corner there. Three-point shot on the way there by Luke Newman, and the 6'3" senior is able to finish here. He's got the size. He's also got the shooter's touch from the far corner.
We've seen throughout the year, looking at the statistics of Fergus Falls games, they have a number of shooters, Logan, and they don't necessarily have somebody who averages 18 or 20 a game, but they have a couple guys who throw it around and average, and between the three of them, they have somebody kick that in every night.
Braden Ecker's able to finish with an and one opportunity here, so count the basket, and he's looking to go ahead and get himself the first 5 points of this game. Speaking of the Otters one more time, though, their record coming into this one on the season is 10-17, but do not let that fool you. They're playing in a conference that is full of Class 3A schools, very, very tough competition. So, they showed their prowess against East Grand Forks when they got that win, and we'll see how they do here against the higher-seeded Pelican Rapids. They're coming in as the 2 seed. Ecker's able to convert that and one free throw.
Absolutely, Logan. When you play in the Central Lakes Conference, that is business. You have Alexandria, Wilmer, the schools from St. Cloud, Sartell. It is for real. Every night of the conference schedule, you don't get a night off.
Top of the key, Conklin gets it back to Bethel. Bethel's going to pull it from 24 feet. Bounces all over the place. Strong rebound there by Ian Fay. And here comes Timmy Guler back the way of the Vikings. Guler dribbles right, spins on Conklin, decides to dump it off Fay. Fay inside and one. Count it. A couple and one opportunities for the Vikings early in this one. This time it's Ian Fay who's going to go to the line for a free throw opportunity here. The Vikings looks like they're not afraid to drive to the hole here, and they've gotten a bit of it's paid off here early as they've been able to draw a couple contact plays here, and Fay's free throw is not going to go, but Ecker's going to come away with the offensive board for the Vikings. Looks like Fergus is going to get tagged with another foul here on the floor this time. That's going to go against Conklin. So 3 quick team fouls for the Fergus Falls Otters. But that's going to be Conklin's first personal foul here. Bit of stoppage in play. Looks like a bit of confusion here between the scoreboard operator and the official. Logan Rydell, the official of tonight's game, says, we're all good. Resume play. At the circle, Timmy Guler looking to start traffic here. Braden Ecker, far side wing, gets it to Fay at the top of the key. The big man skips it over to Guler. Guler baseline drive inside, no good. Rebound there by Manteufel, and here come the Otters in transition. Conklin pull up, little 8-footer, short. Loose ball for a second, but it's going to get hauled in by Ecker, and Timmy Guler's going to try and go 0 to 100. Coast to coast, looking to finish over the top there that was over Newman. Couldn't get it to go. Good defense by Newman, and last touch Pelican Rapids. As we get our first substitution of this game, number 55 coming in for the Otters, Grant Ackerson. He's a 5'9 junior. Conklin gives the ball to Ackerson, so coming off the bench, he's going to run the point here for the Otters. As the Otters look like they're getting some kind of 4-out motion where that's number 12, Jaden Manteufel, kind of plays the big man inside here. featuring a lot of passes and cuts. Conklin working against the much larger Fay, tried to take advantage, but Fay stays strong there. Now Ackerson at the circle gets it over to Conklin. Good step-through move there by Conklin, but he cannot get the shot to go, and Guler's going to come down with the rebound. Gets it ahead to Williams. Williams looks to spin there. Good defense by Newman, but it looks like they're going to tag Newman with... No, excuse me, it's going to be a jump ball, so the possession arrow is going to go the way of the Otters. Great defense there by Newman, able to get a tie-up in a situation where Otters basketball. Newman, far side wing. He'll pull up from 24 feet. Heat check for him. He's got the first 6 points of the ball game for the Otters as he's 2 for 2 from long range. That's the senior right there making noise early in this win or go home situation for the Otters. Ackerson in transition. The Otters look to slow it down now. Newman, now you got to make sure you respect his shooting game after he's already made 2. Guler's working against Ackerson. He's now dead. He hands it off to Bethel. Bethel gets it over to Conklin. 3-point shot on the way. No good. Rebound by Tanner Tollerud. That's the other key to the game for the Vikings, according to head coach John Gulliner, is making sure you get these rebounds. Lots of long rebounds on a lot of 3-point shots from the Otters. We'll see how the Vikings are able to secure the rebounds as the game goes on. Ian Fay looking to drive there against Conklin. Little fadeaway 8-footer. That shot's no good. Rebound, Otters. Solid defensive intensity from both of these squads. It's hard to get anything going inside for either team, and both teams are working very hard for any point they get. Newman's going to try and drive against Ecker. It's going to get stripped away by Williams. He'll try and take it coast to coast, and they're going to call a charge there, as I think Williams lowered the shoulder a little bit. Not the best defensive positioning for Fergus, but you could see Williams lean a little left there, and he's going to get called for the offensive foul.
Yeah, and for the fans in the audience and even on at home watching, it may not have looked so clear, but from our angle right here, we're behind one of the baskets. It was super clear that Williams lowered his shoulder coming in, and from where the official was positioned, easy call.
Yep, good call, and here goes Fergus Falls on trying to answer here. Down 1, looking to take another lead in this game, and a solid sly little spin move by Bethel, and a pretty finish off the glass. So Fergus Falls with another lead here, 8-7, 12-27 and counting in this first half of play. It's everything as advertised here, as Braden Ecker is going to go ahead and get 2 more points. The lone senior for the Vikings on the court right now. He's going to score. He's got 7 of 9 early points for the Vikings. Oh, Bethel is willing to shoot from 25. He bluffs it, decides against it now, and he's working solo against Ecker. He gets it over to Newman. Newman against Tollerud. Far side corner now to Ackerson. Now Newman. Fergus spreading out their offense a little more now. 5-out motion here. As soon as Manteufel went to the bench, it looks like Fergus played small. What a pass by Tollerud up to Guler. The arc on that pass to get right over the top, that looked like a quarterback flighting that right in, and Guler's able to make the catch there and finish, and Bethel just absolutely zoomed around everybody, could not finish on the other end. Bethel, very impressive to see his dribbling skills, especially as the freshman. Extra pass there to Tollerud, his shot right on line, but short. Guler with the offensive rebound, and he's going to go to the line for 2 shots. Tell you what, Vikings very, very intense on the offensive glass so far in this one.
Yeah, absolutely. We've seen a number of possessions where the Vikings are able to get an offensive rebound. There, Timmy Guler, normally the point guard for the Vikings, finds himself underneath and still does his job boxing out and creating the space.
Guler, usually a pretty good free throw shooter, shooting around 75% on the season, misses the first one there. And that's going to bring in a couple more substitutions. Manteufel comes back in the game here for Fergus Falls, as well as into the game for the first time, back into the game, number 5, Elliot Pribben now. Guler 0 for 2 there from the stripe. And Conklin had it for a minute, but dribbled it off his leg. And so the Vikings are going to get a little free possession here. Also, first time into the game for the Vikings is number 33, Peyton Blakeway. He's in the far corner right now. Timmy Guler's going to get a ball screen there from Williams. They get it back over here, other side to Ecker. Ecker surveys. Now the far wing to Fay. Guler out to Fay. Fay, far corner 3. No good. Rattles out. Vikings have yet to have much success from the three-point line despite shooting 5 times so far in this one. 3-point shot from the Otters on the other end, and that's Owen Hansen, the 6'2 senior. Speaking of heating up, the Otters with 3 3-pointers for 9 of their 11 points halfway through this first half.
Well, and this is why Coach Gullingsrud's keys, the first one, can't let him get an open look from 3. This is a team we know all season has done well in our research we found from shooting it deep.
Blakeway's going to try and answer shooting from deep, and he can't get it to go, and Faye is going to sky up for the rebound and basically got his legs taken from under him, and he's down. Looks like that was a painful fall right on his hip. We'll see. He looks like he's getting up right away. So a sigh of relief from the Pelican fans and both sides of here. Both the Fergus fans clapping here. You never want to see a player go down, and Faye looks like he's all right. He will get a sub here as Brady Petsnick's going to come into the game for him. That's number 22 on the near side block. Williams gets it on the elbow. Handoff Guler. Guler guarded by Conklin. He's going to pull up from 18 feet. No good. Rebound Conklin. He's going to come in transition. Look to get a screen there from Hibbenau. Now a skip over. 3-point shot by Pribbenau. No good. Rebound Tollerud. Tollerud looks to push the pace. Gets it to Williams. Williams smartly slows it down.
Tollerud's been really strong on the defensive glass so far, finding a lot of traffic, sometimes under pressure from behind, but he's been able to even as not the tallest guy on the court, pull down some important rebounds for the Vikings so far.
Absolutely. Tollerud, not the biggest guy on the floor. He's about 6 feet tall, but he's got that. He's just got something about his ability to position and anticipate where the rebound's going. And I'll just say he has that farm toughness as well, JP. Able to get those rebounds on the defensive end. But that's going to be a turnover there, and it's going to go back the way of Fergus Falls here. As back in the game is Bethel. The freshman, number 11.
Manteufel also checking back in for the Otters as well.
Manteufel gets it to Bethel in the near side corner, working against Blakeway now. Reversal over here, 3-point shot by Pribbenau. No hesitation by number 5. Just pulls it from 22, and it had no doubt that was going in from the jump.
Yeah, the one thing I noticed in doing the research for this game, the number of times in Craig Olson articles that the article said something about a NBA range three-pointer being made multiple times throughout the whole season. So we knew they're going to come in and shoot threes, and so far that literally is all we've seen.
Solid finish by Timmy Guler for the Vikings, and absolutely it's one of those styles of play that it's live by the 3, die by the 3, and they're living right now. They have a 1-point lead, 8:45 to go in this first half of play. Bethel looks to finish. Looks like he lost the handle. Folks wanted to travel or a double dribble of some kind, but it looked like he had lost the handle, and that's what Rob Nudell had signaled down here in the near side corner. Looks like a bit of a very pesky defense by Ackerson on Tollerud there. And Timmy Guler is going to try and reset here. Tollerud, far side corner, back to Guler. Guler working against Ackerson. A little bit of a floater, no good. Offensive rebound by Williams, and Williams puts it back there for the Vikings. This offensive rebounding is what is keeping these Pelican Rapids Vikings in this basketball game, and they have a 1-point lead, 15-14. We have not seen a timeout from either coach. This has been one of those matchups where some starters haven't left the game yet, and Ackerson hits a 3. Everybody's hitting for Fergus early, and I tell you what, it's good. It's a good thing that the Vikings have had these offensive rebound and solid works on the glass. Otherwise, they'd be in a huge deficit right now based on the offensive shooting display from the Otters early in this one. Oh, it looks like there was about to be a heat check. Now Bethel, nice little floater on the baseline. No good. Rebound, Manteufel. He's going to get an and one opportunity there. Count it for Manteufel, and a 1 opportunity to score here. Little mini run for Fergus Falls as they have their largest lead of the night, the largest lead that has been 19-15, and this one is a host of substitutions come in. Braden Ecker back in the game, as well as Faye and Luke Soley, number 3, coming to the game for the first time. The winner of this game is going to go forward, JP, to play the winner of the Hawley-Perham game, the 6-3 matchup here. And what's going on in that game right now?
Well, we got a really good one going so far. There's 5:23 left to play in the first half, and it's 23-22 right now. And Hawley is leading that one. We've got both games going here in front of us on our table. So, and by both games, I mean that and the 1-seeded DGF team.
Man, Teufel cannot get that one to go, but such a solid play by Newman to save that ball. He's going to have it in the far side corner now. What a play by Newman. Athletic play to jump in the corner there and save that one. Bethel might have gotten away with the travel there. Gets it up top and off the glass as Conklin scores for 2 in the lane. Fergus Falls, 6-point lead, 21-15, 7 minutes to go in this first half of play. Luke Soley passes it over to Guler. Bethel with strong D against Guler, but he's going to get tagged there with a reach-in foul. So Bethel reaches there, and that's going to be his first personal foul, the 6th team foul for Fergus Falls. So going forward, Pelican Rapids will be in a single bonus situation. Guler has it for the Vikings. Braden Ecker near side corner, back to Guler. Looks like Fergus has switched into a 2-3 zone momentarily here. So that'll be interesting to see. Maybe just a little wrinkle in their playbook here.
Well, they definitely needed to do something, Logan, because the middle of the court the last 5 or 6 possessions for the Otters was wide open, which is why the Vikings have gotten so many opportunities inside and so many offensive rebounds. And so I think this is a little bit of a way for the Otters to try and slow down what the Vikings were doing offensively.
Fay right in the middle of that zone is able to finish off the glass. So he cuts the lead to 4 now, and Conklin's going to try and answer for the Otters. Now it's Newman, top of the key, over to Manteuffel. Conklin working against the much larger Fay. Now he's dead. Fay puts some pressure on. Bethel working against Soley. Otters reverse it. Now Conklin here on the near side wing. Top of the key, Bethel. 3-point shot on the way by Pribenow, and that's the first one that didn't go down for Pribenow. I think everybody on the Pelican Rapids sideline had their breath held because he has been pulling without hesitation and hitting everything. Finally, one is not able to go down for him. Luke Soley now for the Vikings, near side wing, gets it over to Ecker. Inside to Fay. Let's see if they run it through him. If he's going to get the ball in the middle of that zone and they're not going to face up, he'll just shoot that 13-footer all day.
Well, and especially with Manteuffel on him. Manteufel's a big player, but he's only 6'2", and with Fay's length and his height, he's going to be able to go over the top every time.
There's going to get called for a travel there is Elliot Pribenow. He got a lot of contact from Ecker there in the lane and was not able to keep his balance. He falls over and they call a travel. Yeah, speaking of Ian Fay, he's been a big piece of how Pelicans have been on a bit of a hot streak here. And he isn't the traditional big man. He's not somebody who in the lane is a bully kind of guy. He will play finesse. He has the skills. So Manteuffel and Fay are very much 2 different brands of big men inside. Luke Soley, 3-point shot in the near corner. That's no good. So the Vikings still ice cold from the 3-point line here in this first half. 3-point shot from Conklin is good. So the Otters stay pretty hot from the 3-point line. It's a tale of 2 shooting halves. Otters with a 5-point lead, 24-19, 4:40 to go in this first half of play.
Yeah, so far, Logan, it's been all about can the Otters outpace with their 3-point shooting what the Vikings are doing inside with their offensive rebounding.
And you got to wonder what adjustments head coach John Gullingsrud can make from a defensive perspective, because they're really not being pressured. They're not letting those 3-pointers happen, but could they be more intense with their man-to-man defense, their face guarding? That's yet to be seen. Ian Fay once again able to hit another 13-footer. That was Newman's shot was no good. Now it gets blocked there. Conklin's 3-pointer got blocked by Tollerud. Tollerud almost out of bounds to Ackerson. They're right underneath us here as Conklin gets the ball knocked away. A lot of contact from Soley, no call. Gets it over to Ecker. Ecker's shot no good. Tries to be a putback shot by Williams, but he gets fouled in the process. So Williams, I believe, is going to go to the line for 2 shots for the Vikings.
Well, I think we have to give credit in this half to Williams for so much of what's happening on the offensive glass for the Vikings. He just continues to keep plays alive. He continues to just keep things going when it seems like they've run out of steam for the Vikings. And here he is with the ball in his hand to shoot a free throw. He's now 3 for 3 in this half.
Solid shooting from the line early from Hunter Williams. And Williams is one of those guys, they call him 2 things. He's either a garbage guy or a glue guy. Today he's been a glue guy for the Vikings.
Well, he's been a little of both because he's been making those garbage plays to keep things going, and he's making sure. And here's Ian Fay keeping it alive briefly.
Yeah, you just need someone on that who is rolled. They're not afraid. They're not concerned about how many points they score. They're just there to play good defense, as he had solid defense there against number 5, Pribanow, and here comes Timmy Guler in transition. He decides to pull away from it, now guarded by Ackerson, and they're going to reverse it. Now back to Guler, never mind. Near side corner to Fay. Fay says, hey, let's slow it down here. Vikings find themselves back to just a two-point deficit here. Ian Fay's going to try and take the lead, and he does! The ice is broken for the Vikings from three-point land as they're able to make that shot, and it is the big man Fay who they're not respecting his shot, JP. Pretty soon they better start respecting his stroke from...
Well, aside from the point from Hunter Williams on the last trip, Ian's got the last 7 here for the Vikings.
Solid finish by Bethel, and they're going to give him the continuation, so count that bucket, and the freshman is going to go to the line for one more here. Entering the game for Fergus Falls is number 22, Owen Hansen. But I've been nothing but impressed from the Henry Bethel, the 5'8 freshman, smallest guy on the court, but he definitely is maybe the fastest, especially with the rock in his hand. He finds ways to get to the hole, and it's been fun to watch just as a basketball fan tonight. It's playoff basketball, 25-27, 2:45 remaining in this first half. Vikings have a 2-point deficit, trying to tie it up here or take the lead. Timmy Guler, far side corner here. Excuse me, he's just back by the timeline. Vikings looking to reverse. And Guler decides to throw up a shot, gets a lot of contact, and is going to get rewarded with a couple shots from the free throw line there. Update in Perham. Perham has taken a slight lead, 32-25, with 2 minutes left to go in that first half.
And in our game with the number 1 seed DGF leading Park Rapids right now, 30-17, 2:50 to go in that one.
Guler's able to make the second free throw, so he brings it to a 1-point deficit for the Vikings. 27-26, Fergus Falls leads this. And in the corner now, working against Tollerud was Pribanow. Tollerud poked it away momentarily, but it's going to stay with Fergus. Pribanow is going to inbound it for the Otters. Gets it out to Conklin. Now to Bethel, working against Ecker. Strong drive there from Pribanow. Gets it out Conklin. Tollerud runs him off the three-point line, makes him drive. Atkinson now back to Pribanow. Conklin thinks about a shot, decides against it. Now it's Hansen. 25-foot three-point shot from Bethel. Rattles around and finds itself in the bottom of the hoop. And that one finally, that's just a little bit of luck there as it hits every part of the glass and rim. Still goes down for Fergus. Ian Fay's going to try and shoot another three, and he's got it. Answers! The big man's got 14 in this one. The junior playing with some heart. Winner go home situation, JP.
Right now, offensively, he's been carrying the Vikings for the last 6 or 7 minutes. We've seen him do it multiple times throughout the season, and right now he's doing it for him, keeping him in it against this hot-shooting Fergus Falls team.
Atkinson, near side corner to Hansen. Now over to Conklin. Solid move. Broke Fay's ankles momentarily, then almost broke his own ankles. I'm surprised there that Henry Bethel did not try and take advantage of being one-on-one matchup against Williams. And Bethel's three-point shot is good. He had tons of space there, tons of time to size that one up. That one did not rattle home. That was nothing but the bottom of the net for Fergus Falls. How many three-pointers do they have on the night, JP?
They've made 8 three-pointers, and they've spread it around between 6 players, Logan. So just phenomenal shooting from the Fergus Falls Otters here in this first half.
Well, I guess John Gullinger did his homework because the shooters have been hard to stop here for Fergus Falls. And if you're the Vikings with 40 seconds this first half, you have to be happy that you're only down 4 considering how well they've shot the rock. Skip pass over to Tollerud from Guler. Tollerud skip all the way back to Ecker. Ecker's going to put up a three-point shot of his own. Too strong. Rebound Bethel. Bethel's going to try and move it in transition. Nobody's picked him up yet. He thought about shooting it right there from the same spot he's made 2 already. And he has it right there again. He's going to back it off. They're going to save it for the last shot. Pribanow at the circle just holds it like a football here. They're going to wait. 12 seconds to go. We'll see if someone gives him a ball screen. Now he says, get out of the way. We're going to do an isolation here. Working against Williams. They're going to call a foul on Williams, and they're going to say, and one. So Pribba now able to finish, and he'll go to the line here with just 2.4 to go in this first half, trying to make this 6-point lead a 7-point lead for the 7 seed Otters in the Pelican Rapids home gymnasium.
One of the first times in about 6 or 7 minutes we've seen them take it to the basket.
Tollerud gets it up to Faye. 2 seconds left. He's trying to be patient. Throws up a long shot off the rim. Gave a little bit of a scare from the from Fergus Falls, but it's nothing doing. So after one half of basketball, we have Otters 36, Pelican Rapids Vikings 29.
Yeah, we're gonna hit one sponsor right now, Logan, because we had no timeouts in that half.
We were talking before the game. We said, there has to be situations where timeouts are going to be called. We're going to be able to get these spotlights in. But this game would not be possible without the help of local sponsors around the community of Pelican Rapids, and we want to say thank you to those sponsors right now. We're going to showcase one at a time here. JP, can you show us who our first sponsor is?
Well, our first sponsor tonight is Lake Region Electrical Cooperative. They are your area electrical cooperative serving the Lakes area for the last 85 years. Tim Thompson and everyone else at Lake Region want to serve all your electrical needs. If you want to set your house up for off-peak to save some money, or want to install a charging station for your new electrical car, maybe you are interested in solar power, or maybe you are interested or have questions about ag and commercial energy grants, Lake Region Electrical Cooperative has all the answers to your questions. You can find out more information by heading over to their website, lrec.coop. And again, like Logan said, this game and this broadcast is not possible without our area sponsors chipping in money so we could pay for the rights to broadcast this game.
Thank you to Lake Region Electric. And one thing that's been electric in this one is the Fergus Falls shooting early. 36-29. We got about a 9-minute break here until we start the second half. We're going to take a break ourselves here from the Pelican Rapids Vikings gymnasium. We'll see you in about 8 minutes. All right, we welcome you back to Pelican Rapids as both teams have found their way back to the floor here with about a minute left in this halftime intermission. JP, March Madness is in the air. This is a winner-go-home situation for both teams. Both teams came out with that fire in this one, but Fergus Falls finds themselves with a 7-point edge.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a wild first half, and two extreme contrasts in style here in the first half. The Otters were playing almost the Houston Rockets style. We're going to play the metrics here that we can outscore you just by making threes. As we said, they had 8 threes in that first half from 6 different players, and a lot of them from very deep. While on the other end of the court, the middle was wide open for the Vikings all half, and so they kept playing inside and relying on offensive rebounding to keep themselves in the game. Fergus had a really, really on-fire stretch the last minute there, really led by Henry Bethel, and that was a total game changer to put them up 7 here going into the second half. But overall, this is just good March Madness basketball here in a packed Leaders Gymnasium.
And it's going to be a fight to the finish. If you're both teams offensively, I think you stick to your game plan. Fergus Falls better look to go shoot early and see if they still got that fire. Pelican Rapids still needs to be tenacious inside with their offensive rebounds. We'll see what adjustments either team makes on the defensive end. If John Gullingsrud says you got to run these guys off the three-point line and see what they can do inside, we'll see. The Vikings are able to get it here to start the second half. Williams gets it over to Guler. Back to Williams here. They're giving Williams all kinds of space. He's no threat to shoot from distance. Guler will pull up from 12 feet, well off. Fay almost was able to collect that rebound, but it's going to go to Fergus Falls, and they cannot corral it as the outlet pass was trying to go there to Pribben now, and just a miscommunication has that one go out of bounds. So free possession for Pelican Rapids. We'll see if the Vikings can start off the second half now on a better foot than that one shot and done possession for them. Ball goes right through the hands of Williams, but he's able to re-corral it. He decides to penetrate a little bit, spin move. Now Tollerud gets it inside to Guler. Guler gets double teamed, tries to put it over the top. No good. Tap out Fay. Somehow corralled by Tollerud. Tollerud gets it to Ecker, who's going to dribble right. He'll try and pull up there, and he'll finish over the top of Manteuffel. So Ecker is able to start the scoring in the second half just like he did in the first half. 2 points, 5-point deficit. Fergus Falls 36. Pelican Rapids 31. That foul is going to go on the floor. It's going to go against Tanner Tollerud. No one in serious foul trouble for starters other than Braden Ecker has 2 personals, and someone to watch for the Fergus Falls Otters, number 21, Luke Newman. He has 3 personal fouls. Definitely a formidable shooter. He had a lot of shots to start the contagious 3-point shooting for the Otters, so we'll see what they do. Vikings come out here, a little bit more pressure on the perimeter. Solid looking finish there by Pribben now, but it's no good. Good D Tollerud. Ecker's going to drive in with the layup. Rolls over the rim but does not go down, so Fergus Falls will take it back the other way. Pribben now has it in the far corner working against Tollerud. Tollerud's going to catch him with a blocking foul, and just as I said, no one's in foul trouble. Couple quick fouls for Tollerud there in the second half, so he's got 2 personals.
You know, and because of the lack of foul trouble for the Vikings in the first half, we didn't really see too many subs off the bench. We saw, or we didn't see a lot of them.
Bethel tried to test that 3-point shooting game of Fergus, and that one goes in and out. Does not go. Solid looking shot from Bethel, but a little unlucky it didn't go down. It's always a tale of 2 halves with a shooting game. We'll see if Fergus Falls tests to see if they're still hot. They had to go down in the locker room. Maybe they cooled off. Maybe they kept streaky, so we'll see how that goes. Turnover there. Vikings are going to come away with it. Ecker gets it over to Guler now in the far corner. Over to Tollerud. Skip past Fay. He'll shoot from 3. His shot is up. No good. Fight for the rebound. Last touch. Rob Nudell defers there to Askegard, and they're going to say last touch by Pelican Rapids. Fergus Falls basketball. 15:44 to go in this one. The winner of this will go to the section semifinals to face the winner of the Perham-Hawley game with 15 minutes left to go in that second half. Perham has a 5-point lead, 34-29 Hawley. And another little blunder by Fergus Falls as an over and back is called against the freshman. Passed it over the half-court line. Just kind of a sloppy play offensively for Fergus Falls.
Yeah, second unforced error we've seen, too, from them in this half. We, of course, right away to start, we had the out-of-bounds here down in the corner, and now the over and back. Hopefully the Vikings can capitalize on that. They did, of course, on the previous out-of-bounds as well.
Absolutely. Both teams playing primarily their starters in this game. They realize how important this game is. And so they're willing to risk it all for this one. Timmy Guler, 13-foot little floater shot. That goes in and out, no good. So here comes Fergus in a little bit of a transition, except Bethel's going to pull it back. They're going to decide to slow down the pace. Conklin thinks about a shot over Fay, decides against it. Now to Ackerson. Now in the corner, Bethel gets it back up to Conklin. Teufel playing on the perimeter now. Is able to hand it off to Ackerson. Three-point shot on the way there. No good. That shot was by Newman. But Pelican Rapids is going to come away with the rebound there. Ecker thinks about a shot in the far corner for the Vikings. He'll decide to dribble right, gets it over to Williams. Now Guler has some space from three. He'll pull it. No good. Offensive rebound. Williams gets some contact, and he'll go to the line for two. Gritty play Williams to get the offensive board, and we'll see what he can do from the free throw line as he's got a couple shots coming up. Williams' first shot, no good. Second shot up, that's no good, and rebound by Newman. So here come the Fergus Falls Otters, still enjoying a 5-point lead with 14:20 remaining in this second half of play. Good play by Bethel as he scoots right around Williams and scores the 2-point bucket. Bethel's created all kinds of problems slashing. Nobody else for Fergus Falls has really shown that they can get around one of these Pelican defenders except Bethel. Bethel's been very, very formidable getting to the hole.
Well, he can elevate so well when he gets there, and that's problematic. Plus, his quickness gets him through the seams really quickly.
Absolutely. The Vikings do brand a man-to-man with a help scheme, and if he's able to beat his one-on-one defender so much so that he has some space to maneuver, he's been able to exploit that for the Vikings. Guler says leave Williams. He wants an isolation situation against Teufel. He'll pull up from 15, and he gets it. Timmy Guler with a little bit of life there as he's got 7 in this one. If they need him to get going, and he's going to try and keep it going as John Gullingsrud is going to call a timeout for the Vikings. It's going to be a full timeout, and this is a great time for us to mention we want to say thank you to our local sponsors around the city of Pelican Rapids who've helped us out to have this game broadcasted to you. JP?
Well, we do have the Cormorant Pub for this one. Need a place to grab a quality bite to eat. Maybe you are from Holly and you need a place to covertly scout the Pelican Rapids basketball team like Bill Gottenberg a few years back. Located in the Cormorant Village in Minnesota, the Cormorant Pub is a gathering place for friends and neighbors with good reason. With amazing home-style cooking, there isn't a better place in the Lakes area to get a great meal or beverage. Their friendly crew will make your dining experience fun and enjoyable. That's the Cormorant Pub, located in the Cormorant Village, just north of Pelican Lake.
I wonder if head coach Stoa, Nathan Stoa for the Holly Nuggets, the boys basketball head coach, knows that secret by Bill Gottenberg.
I'm certain that he and I have talked about it at some time.
He needs to take up on those strats and get over to the Cormorant Pub and see if he can have a pint and see a game. See, write your scouting notes on a napkin.
I'm not sure how he goes about it, Logan.
Permanent marker and a napkin's all you need at the Cormorant Pub. Conklin's going to walk it up here for Fergus Falls. 5-point lead for the Otters as the Vikings coming out of the first timeout taken of this game. Looks like they have switched into some kind of zone here, and that's not something you really want to be in for long if you got a team that's shooting the lights out, as Bethel is able to hit that three-pointer and bring it to an 8-point lead for the Otters.
Bethel bringing the only points for the Otters so far in this half, but they've been big ones as both times the Vikings were about to claw their way back into it. He hits big shots.
Good pass from Tollerud to Fay. Fay tries to put it up, no good. Rebound by Ecker after a tap back. And Guler at the top of the key is going to get a screen from Williams. He decides to pull up from 3. Guler trying to add a spark offensively for the Vikings. That shot did not go down here, so if you're the Vikings, you got to hope this shot doesn't go in. For the Otters, it doesn't. Rebound Williams. He'll shuffle it back there to Ecker. Ecker finds Fay underneath. Fay's shot is blocked by Newman. What a block there. Both teams flying down in transition. It's unbelievable that he's able to get a block on the much taller Ian Fay. Newman gets it over to the freshman, Bethel. Tell you what, Fergus Falls Otters basketball is in good hands with Bethel, as he is just a freshman and he has been providing a spark on the offensive glass, or on the offensive end. He's got 14 in this one, and he comes up with a steal there on Guler. He's going to try and take it coast to coast. Ecker pulls away, does not want to get tagged with a foul, and he's going to score over the top of him, so make it 16 points for Bethel. Guler gets it over to Fay. Ecker's going to try and stop the bleeding with that three-point shot. Much needed three for the Vikings, and he gets it to go. So a 7-point deficit for Pelican Rapids, 36-43. They trail in this one. We're at 11:30 to go in the second half of play here in this quarterfinals Section 8AA matchup. If you're just joining us, Fergus Falls been absolutely lights out from the three-point line. Living or dying by the three, they are living by it tonight. Dribble in by Manteufel, and Hunter Williams is able to draw the charge for the Vikings on the other end. That was one of those standard. Williams was in solid defensive position and drew the contact, so great defensive play there by Williams to force a turnover. That's going to be Manteufel's that's Manteufel's first personal foul. And there's many fans of Fergus Falls up and chirping the official there.
So what happened was he held up 2-1.
Okay.
Instead of, and so they assigned the foul to Newman, which would have been his fourth.
And they were able to change it.
The foul was indeed on Manteufel.
Absolutely was. So if that would not have been changed before the ball was back in play, there would be nothing that the scorebook could do about it. So great job by the reffing crew in Rydell and Newdell to sort that out before it went down, because that would have been Newman's fourth. Ecker trying to stay hot from the line, count the bucket, and they're going to say Conklin got in his shooting zone and got underneath his feet. So Ecker's going to go to the line for a 4-point play. This could be 7 points from Ecker, and this is seriously helping the bleeding for Pelican, as now they could potentially be within one possession after being down by almost 10 a minute ago.
Yeah, big stretch for the senior right now. As you said, Logan, the only senior on the floor for the Vikings, and now tied for leading scorer on the night with Bethel. Just huge stretch there, 7 points for him.
Braden Ecker averaging 9 points per game in the regular season. He's got 16 already in this one. Clearly the senior playing with some heart, understanding the meaning of this game. Bethel, 18-foot jumper, no good. Guler tries to get the rebound. It was tapped away temporarily there by Hansen, but Pelican Rapids is able to corral it here. And Tollerud, not expecting that pass, still able to catch it from Guler. Guler has it back here, reversal to Williams. Now Tollerud, near side corner, working against Conklin. Conklin taps the ball. Now Guler, turn around, fade away, 13-footer. Guler's been pretty cold here tonight with those kind of shots. It's one of those shots we're used to seeing him make, but they have not been going down here in this one. 3-point shot on the way from Atkinson. No good. Rebound by Fay. Fergus.
That's the first shot taken not by Bethel in the last 6 minutes.
And, I mean, you can compare it to the first half. The first half was just absolutely surreal how many threes they were able to make. But Fergus Falls cooled off considerably from the three-point line in the second half so far. I don't want to put an announcer's jinx on that statement, but Guler, he's been putting up some wild shots lately. There was another one right there, as that 10-foot shot is able to go, and that's going to force a timeout from the head coach of Fergus Falls, Matt Johnson, and so that's going to be a full timeout. It's a great time for us to once again thank the people around the Pelican Rapids community, specifically the businesses who have sponsored this opportunity for us to bring you this basketball game.
Well, and indeed, Logan, and there's a reason we're so focused on these sponsors. You're not watching this game tonight without them.
No, absolutely not.
As they paid the rights fee to the high school league. And so what we've got here is that you will find no business in town with the personal dedication to its customers like you will at Larry's Supermarket, as proven throughout the pandemic, as proven throughout the years, honestly, with the diverse community we've had come to Pelican Rapids and their ability to service the needs of that community. Mark and Brittany Dockin do what it takes to take care of the customers and provide them with the food they need. That's Larry's Supermarket, located on Highway 59 on the south edge of town next to Minnesota National Bank. Stop in today for all your food needs. If they don't have it, you can talk to them and they will get it for you. You are guaranteed to be taken care of.
Larry's Supermarket, thank you. And you're absolutely right, JP. It would be crickets. It would be a media blackout if we wouldn't have this game because the MSHSL owns the rights to these playoff games. So we were able to purchase those rights with the help of the local sponsors. So thank you once again, Larry's Supermarket and the rest of our sponsors. Fergus Falls Otters coming out of the timeout. They're up 43-42. That lead is significantly smaller than it was just 2 minutes ago. 9:30 to go here.
Be interesting to see if Coach Johnson of the Otters gets them going with somebody other than Bethel, as he's been the only thing going for them most of the half.
A lot of contact there as Soley knocks Pribenow around. So Luke Soley's going to get tagged with an on-the-ground foul. For Soley, that's just going to be his, just taking a peek, that's his first personal foul, the team's third. So no foul trouble there for Soley. But the Otters are going to inbound it here as Pribenow has the basketball. Miscommunication there. Much to the excitement of the bench of Pelican Rapids, they're able to force a turnover. So Pelican Rapids going to take it on their own baseline here as that ball had nobody covering. Without our sponsors, it would have been a media blackout just like it was at DGF on Thursday night when they weren't showing their game against the 16 seed. And they were able to squeak by. Right now in their game, they're up 54-36 over the Park Rapids area Panthers as Tanner Tollerud is fouled on the ground there. That's going to be the fourth team foul for Pelican Rapids. And it's important to note there, that's Conklin's third foul. Caden Conklin, number 3, he's got 3 personal fouls now. A couple Fergus Falls Otters with 3, so with 9 minutes left, they're in a spot where they really don't want to get a fourth. Gambling is Bethel. Solely decides to put up a 3. That ball got blocked by Bethel. Great recovery there by Henry Bethel. Guler's going to pull up over the top, and he'll hit! Timmy Guler finds a little bit of action here as he finally is able to see one of his 3-pointers go down, and he's heated up a little bit here in the second half. He's got 12, JP.
Yep, first lead for the Vikings since early in the first half.
Silencing the crowd some is Bethel as he's able to elevate over the much taller Ecker and get 2 to go. It's a tie basketball game here in Pelican Rapids for the first time since the early goings of the first half. 45-45. Double team there from Tollerud, gets it to Williams. Williams inside, spins and gets it to go. 2-point lead for Pelican Rapids, their largest lead of the night. That's not true, but it's one of their larger leads of the night. They were up 4, I think, with about 3 minutes into this ball game. Bethel, he's been the floor general here for the Otters. Conklin finds his way to the ground, but is able to keep his dribble simultaneously, so he did not get called for a travel. Vikings really picking up the intensity on the defensive end. Hansen gets it over to Conklin. You can see the student section trying to pump up this crowd, and it's working. Pelican Rapids, you can hear thundering their seats as maybe being affected by that was Bethel as he jumped in the air and tried to get it to somebody, and nobody was there, JP, so it's a turnover. Vikings get the basketball back.
Well, and indeed it is a wildly full house here tonight. You can't see it on the main cam here because the fans are literally hanging out of the bleachers on this side, and it is an intimidating atmosphere for the Fergus Otters down on that end.
You can ask my students, JP. I'm one of the loudest talkers ever. I can't even hear myself speak. Tanner Tollerud gets it to Williams in the near side corner. Now Solely over to Guler. Guler's had a bit of a hot streak here, and he's going to score again! A cold start for Guler, but he's now got 15 as he's heated up here. 2 3-pointers, back-to-back possessions for Pelican Rapids. They've got a 5-point lead, and Fergus Falls was living by the 3-point shot early. They haven't had much go here lately. That's going to be a foul on the ground on Pelican Rapids. It's Tollerud's third. All of them coming here in the second half, so with 7 minutes left, he's got to watch himself now. Doesn't want to get a quick fourth. But he's the only person on the floor right now for Pelican who's in any kind of foul trouble. Atkinson gets it over here to, that is Newman. Newman gets it to Pribenow. Kick out to Hansen. Now Atkinson. Newman. Far side wing working against Williams. Newman, great shooter, decides to slash this time. Guler blocks, and it goes off of, they're going to say it goes off of Newman. He was standing on the baseline, JP, and Williams just hit the ball against him. So that's going to be going the way of Pelican Rapids here, as that was out of bounds.
Yeah, this is the atmosphere we dreamed of all night, Logan, here. I'm holding my hands over both headsets so that I can hear you while we're trying to talk. But just phenomenal build up the last few possessions from the Vikings, and Timmy Guler, of course, has come to life.
I think the Vikings fan finally realized what kind of impact they can make when they're up and rowdy, because they saw the turnovers they've been able to force from a defensive end. They found that addiction to it. This student section's been rowdy here the last few minutes.
Well, and we knew when this gym was built, we kind of were concerned we were going to lose the atmosphere that was in the old Legends gym. And sure enough, the first time we had a volleyball match here, the way this gym has been built, the sound is deafening in here. And so especially on a night like tonight with a full house, it is extremely loud.
Conklin's able to get on the floor there in a tie-up with Williams, and the last touch is going to be on Williams. So Fergus Falls is going to get the basketball back. Down 5, 50-45. Pelican Rapids with a 5-point lead here in this one. They've outscored the Otters by 12 points in this second half. So the Otters are trying to right the ship. That's Pribben now, gets it to Conklin, cut over to Newman. Tons of contact, and they didn't call it. And then, in a frustration foul, Newman calls it. You can see the fans of, maybe you can't see them, but I can see the fans of Fergus Falls not happy.
Yeah, head coach Matt Johnson is really frustrated with that series that just happened there, and with some good reason. There was a lot of contact on the shot, and then not much contact at all on the reach, and then he got called for.
So Newman, a kind of a double whammy, did not get his 2 free throws, but then did get stuck with his 4th personal foul. So with 5 minutes left, they're going to ride with Newman. He's still on the floor, but if he gets another foul, he has fouled out of this basketball game. That is a 6'3" senior of Newman in what could be his last basketball game ever. Speaking of the last basketball game ever, Braden Ecker's playing like it could be his last game ever. He's got 18 points in this one. And as I'm speaking, Bethel goes to the draws a lot of contact on Guler. He'll go to the line for 2 shots for Fergus Falls. You can still hear the oohs and ahs. The student section has shifted way down to the left on the defending side of the court. Kind of where in the old Legends gym they used to sit, on the left side there, right in front of the providing the presence that the defense needs in the second half of play. Bethel's first free throw did go down, and they made a substitution while they did. Ackerson's back in the game. Bethel's second shot, no good. Rebound, Fay. Timmy Guler looking to be more conservative here. They're up 6. They have the basketball. 5:30 to go in the second half. Ecker thinks about a shot, decides to drive right, finds an open Williams. Williams can't finish, elevates, does everything right, but just can't finish at the hoop. Bethel, kick out there. 2, that is Pribben now, and that 3-point shot is good. That might provide a spark that the Otters have been looking for. 52-49 as the head coach of the Fergus Falls Otters is going to call a full timeout. So full timeout here taken by the Otters, down 3, 52-49. Thanks again to our sponsors tonight, making you be able to watch this game here. JP, who's our next sponsor?
Well, we talked about Larry's Supermarket in our last break, and right next to Larry's Supermarket, we referenced Minnesota National Bank, your neighborhood bank, of course, located on the south end of town, and they are happy to provide you with all your banking needs. Hometown multilingual bankers are happy to help you with your day-to-day needs, regardless of your background. Shelley Gumringer and Andrew Sorm can also assist you with any loan assistance or long-term financial planning that you have. That's Minnesota National Bank on the south end of Pelican Rapids.
Thank you so much, Minnesota National Bank. Other action around the section. Reminder, this is the 7-2 game, the semifinal round. This is the last game that will be held at the home gym of Pelican Rapids. The rest will be neutral site games. The winner of this game is going to go on to play the winner of the Hawley-Perham game. And the score in that one, JP, let's take a look. What is that?
Perham is leading right now 56-46 with just under 5 minutes to play. And then in the other game we're keeping an eye on tonight, DGF is leading Park Rapids 65-48 with 2:30 to go. One other thing I want to mention about our broadcast tonight, our main producer, Chris Hovden, this is his final game of his career as well. So we've been talking about Braden Ecker a lot tonight. The views you've seen, more or less for the last few years, are because of Chris Hovden. And so we want to recognize him and say thank you to him to make this broadcast possible.
And the absolute improvement from the production squad over the past 3 years is just all because of Chris Hovden. So thank you so much to him and the effort he's put in over the last 3 years. We're enjoying one final ride as Timmy Guler is going to keep his scoring hotness alive here. He's got 17 in the game. He's reached his season average of 17. There's still 5 minutes left to go in this one. Smothered there was Newman as he's able to score over contact. No call is made, but that brings the lead once again to 3 for Pelican Rapids. Newman has 8 points on this one tonight. Tollerud gets it to Ecker. Ecker, the senior, top of the key to Fay. The junior gets it to the sophomore, Timmy Guler. Guler drives against Atkinson. It's going to get poked away by Atkinson, and they're going to call instead a foul on, who is it going to go on here? It's going to go on 55 Atkinson. They're saying he got contact underneath Guler's arm there as he poked it away, so Guler's going to go to the line for what might be a 1-and-1 shot here, or is it 2, JP?
I did not see what they called.
Well, it looks like it's 2 because everyone's relaxed. And so the first one goes down for Guler. 55-51, 4:21 remaining in this one. He makes a second. So Guler with 19 points. And he honestly, I'm not 100% sure, but he's had about 10 of the Vikings' last maybe 12 points. He's been really taking over this second portion of the second half. Conklin thinks about a 3, thinks about it again. Now they're going to reverse it. Bethel almost got a screen there from Newman. Now he gives it to Newman, working against Williams. Williams kicks it here to Conklin. They're able to find Pribben now. Kick out Atkinson. 3-point shot on the way is good. Good ball movement by the Fergus Falls Otters, and they are able to capitalize with a 3-point shot there from Atkinson. Atkinson's got 6, 2 3-point shots made for him. And 56-54, Pelican Rapids, 2-point lead. As Braden Ecker hands it off to Tollerud. Guler, 15-foot pull-up. He's testing the waters now. He's got a little hot streak going, and he's going to decide to call his number again. 15-footer made, and it's going to be a quick 30-second timeout by John Gullingsford. Maybe just want to stop things a little bit. Hey, we got a 4-point lead. Let's reset. Let's see if we can just kind of... Fergus Falls hit a 3 there. Maybe John Gullingsford wants to break up the pace a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. And as we've seen, and you just mentioned, Logan, Timmy Guler, absolutely the last few possessions for Pelican Rapids carrying them. We saw early to start the game, Braden Ecker come out and just be on fire. We saw Ian Fay carry the Vikings offensively for a long stretch. Then to start this half, again, we see Ecker with some big shots, and now it's Timmy Guler who's come alive for the Vikings, and now he's leading the way with 21 points. Ecker has 18, Fay with 14, and then Bethel for the Otters has 18 as well. And that's something we've seen kind of looking through, doing our research, looking at their games so far. They usually have a guy in the 20s, and then they've got a lot of other guys that are right around that 8 to 10 mark, and that's what we're seeing again here tonight. And, of course, at halftime tonight, they had 5 guys with 5, 6, 2, 6, 3, 6, and 11.
And a full team effort from Fergus Falls has been something to watch, and a really impressive shot as Conklin's 3-point shot is good. So the short timeout by John Gullingsrud not able to stop the hot shooting of Fergus Falls as they're really starting to boil from the 3-point line. Pelican Rapids with a 1-point lead now as Guler has the basketball against Atkinson. Now Tollerud. Speaking of, you were talking about the hot performance by Ecker, Guler, and Fay. In between all of that has been Tanner Tollerud and Hunter Williams inside, doing all the little things that a team needs in a basketball situation. And Braden Ecker, the senior, once again playing with something different tonight. 21 points. It's 61-57. Pelican Rapids answers the 3 from Conklin. Conklin got it over to Atkinson. Now near side corner. Newman's going to pull up from 3. No good. And Fay skies up over Bethel to get that rebound. That was a D-back and wide receiver, both high-pointing that basketball. And after all that, Guler's going to go to the line for a 1-on-1 situation. The foul is going to go against it should have been on Conklin. It should have been on Conklin, and it went against Atkinson. So let's look at the fouls there specifically. Maybe if you're Fergus Falls, that's the 4th foul on Atkinson. I don't think it should have gone against him. So I don't know. It looks like they're just drying off the basketball. There's no disagreement about who the foul was on. A plethora of players now. Both Atkinson and Newman have 4 fouls for Fergus. Conklin has 3. Guler's first shot in the 1-on-1 bonus is good. 1-on-1 bonus, super important that Pelican's able to convert on these. Free throws is almost everything here coming into the late stages here. So clutch shot there from Guler. Atkinson's going to get a little bit of a breather. That is Manteuffel coming back into the game for Fergus. Guler's second 1-on-1 is good, so Guler 2 for 2 from that stretch at the line.
And he's 5 of 8 on the night for the Vikings after a little bit of a rocky start at the line.
Absolutely. Timmy Guler, 75% from the line on the season. So now he's 5 of 8. That's 62.5% if my Pelican Rapids math was working out for me, JP. So he's able to kind of redeem what was earlier a rocky start from the line. That timeout is a 30-second. It's going to go the way of Fergus Falls. We're going to sneak one more sponsor in here to say thank you so much to the people who made this game possible.
Absolutely. Park Region Co-op, your one-stop convenience store and bait shop in Pelican Rapids. Stop by for your bait and all your fishing supplies for a great day on one of the many beautiful lakes in Lakes Country. They also have snacks, beverages, fresh ground coffee, and a nice selection of grocery items. You can also pick up your favorite HOL meat products and fill up or exchange your propane tank all right at the store. And obviously you can also get gas there. Located on Highway 59 with a great staff to help you with what you need, open 7 days a week. That is Park Region Co-op.
Thank you, Heart of Lakes Meats. And by the way, we now have 3 timeouts for John Gullingsrud and 2 timeouts left for Matt Johnson and the Fergus Falls Otters. 2 minutes left to go in this one. It's likely that both coaches use all those timeouts by the end here, JP. It's been a close one.
Absolutely. Between strategy and trying to plan around fouling and whatnot will need to happen in the end here, I would guess all 5 of those remaining timeouts will disappear.
For sure. A deflection, but it was able to stay the way of the Otters. And now Faye gambled on a play there, and Manteuffel tried to make him pay, but he couldn't finish. Point-blank layup, no good.
First time we've seen Manteuffel take a shot this evening, so kind of what the Vikings were looking for and forcing him to get into the action.
Now what you see is Timmy Guler maneuvering around a host of Fergus Falls Otters. If they foul on the ground, he's going to the line for 2, so he's willing to draw some contact here if possible. He's going to put up a floater, though, and he's going to get a lot of contact there on the shot, so he'll go to the line for 2 full shots here. Instead of a 1-and-1, he'll get 2. That foul is going against number 21, Newman. And that's his 5th personal. So Newman getting his 5th personal, and the senior will take a seat here. So he's going to have to rely on his teammates to win this basketball game to get him in the game again. Guler, first shot from the free throw line is good. So now Guler has redeemed himself, 7 for 9. 7 for 9 from the line here in this one so far. 6 for 9. 6 for 9. Make it 7 for 10 as he hits the 2 for 2 once again. 65-57. 90 seconds left to go in this one. Vikings are trying to stay strong on D and finish this basketball game out. Rebound by Bethel. Bethel's going to put up a 3-point shot. They need it. No good. Rebound Conklin. Conklin looking to work against Faye. Solid defense by Faye, but too many guys. 3 guys for Pelican Rapids all fought for the same rebound, and it ended up in the hands there of Manteuffel. And Ian Faye coming down, just tomahawk Manteuffel right on his hands and arms everywhere. So much contact is going to send him to the line for 2. Good news for Ian Faye. It's just his 3rd personal foul.
Yeah, we've talked all season, Logan, when we've done games together. You swing at a guy while he's shooting. It's the easiest call all night for the official to make.
And Faye hit a lot of basketball on that, but it's so much contact, and he definitely got a lot of everything else too. Manteuffel able to go 1 for 2 from the free throw line, and that's going to be a substitution coming into the game. For the first time, it's going to be number 30. That is Eric Hansen. I wonder if he'll be in to foul here early or just play defense. We'll see. I'm sure Fergus knows that they have a lot of guys in foul trouble on the defensive end. Guler is going to get guarded there by Atkinson, and they're going to call Atkinson here, so Atkinson's going to get his 5th personal foul. The 6th man is going to get called for his 5th personal, and I think Atkinson's confused about that because remember he got called for his 4th when I think it was on Conklin.
Yeah, earlier in the series we saw Conklin trip Timmy Guler up, and they called the foul on Ackerson, and I think he's just confused as to how that got me to 5.
So Ackerson's going to take a seat now. That's a junior, 5'9" junior. He'll take a seat for the rest of the game. Coming in for him is number 20 for the first time in this one. That is Hayden Nick. Guler once again hits his first free throw. See what he can do with his second. The Vikings are now in the double bonus, so Guler's 2 for 2 from the line, and it's going to force a timeout. Not force a timeout. John Gullingsford is going to take a timeout to gather his troops. It's just going to be a 30-second timeout here with 59.1 remaining in this basketball game.
Timmy Guler's just been huge at the foul line here, especially in the second half. He started out the game 1 for 4, quite uncharacteristically for himself. He, of course, is a 75% free throw shooter on the line, and he has made 9 straight since that 1 for 4 start. So he's right above that range of 75% for the evening, but he's made them when it's counted here, Logan.
Absolutely, and if you're Fergus Falls, you're thinking about playing the foul game going forward. Both Timmy Guler and Ian Fay are shooting above 70% on the season. If you are Fergus Falls, you're looking to foul potentially Hunter Williams maybe as someone who's shooting below 50% on the season. Braden Ecker shooting about 60% from the free throw line. So if you can get it out of Timmy Guler's hands, that's the move if you're Fergus Falls on defense. Pribanow gets it over to Conklin. He's going to pull up a 3-point shot, and it is good! Off the dribble! And that's going to be a quick timeout there from Matt Johnson as cutting into that lead now is they're going to call that, excuse me, did they call that a 2-point shot?
I believe so.
So they're going to say his toe was on the line. So it's 67-60, and that's massive, JP, because a 7-point lead is still a 3-possession situation for Fergus Falls now, as opposed to just a 2-possession game.
Absolutely, Logan. And as much as I'd love to talk about the game, we got one more sponsor.
Awesome.
I got to sneak in here.
Let's go.
Heart of Lakes Meats. Stop in and check them out. We talked about them in the last ad with Park Region Co-op. Heart of Lakes Meats strive to deliver personalized full service in a friendly, old-fashioned meat locker market environment. They offer only the highest quality meat products. They have a large and ever-expanding selection of products. And the goal at Heart of Lakes Quality Meats is to meet or surpass the needs of every customer. I can tell you from personal experience, you will not be disappointed with your trip to Heart of Lakes Meat, whether it's the product or the personal touch you get while you're there. Located in north end of Pelican Rapids within the industrial park. Stop in and check out their specials. That's all our sponsors for the day.
There's a quick foul there on Timmy Guler. You were talking about Park Region, and for some reason it was the Snoopy thing going on in my head. It was Heart of Lakes Meats, because they sell Heart of Lakes Meats products at Park Region.
Absolutely.
And that just shows the ties in this community, how they're able to work together, and they're working together tonight to make this basketball stream possible. So Guler's going to go to the line for a double bonus situation, up 7 with 48 seconds left. He makes the first. Timmy Guler trying to put this game on ice for Pelican. It's now 68-60. And he makes a second as well. So add Guler to now having 29 points on the night and now have 69-60 this score. The winner of this basketball game is going to go on to play the winner of the Hawley-Perham game. And that game right now, Perham has a 10-point lead with less than a minute to play. Nice shot there over the top by Pribanow. So Pribanow able to get a couple shots, get 2 points up there. So it's still a 7-point game now. Guler able to draw contact there against Bethel. A bit of acting there by Timmy Guler as he's able to draw contact in a blocking situation. And the Fergus Falls fans are letting the official, Mr. Askergaard, know about it. So Guler is going to have a double bonus situation to continue trying to put this game on ice for Pelican Rapids. 7-point lead with 31.8 to go. That one hits off the front iron but is able to go down. He has now eclipsed 30 points on the night. The sophomore, Timmy Guler, really turning it on here in the second half for the Vikings and really staying hot from the free throw line here to finish this one off.
Yeah, 13 points coming from the foul line tonight for Timmy. Great performance.
Bethel trying to do everything here. Pull-up shot, no good. Rebound by Ecker. And if I were them, I would have fouled Ecker right now. Instead, they're going to foul Ian Fay. who's a 71% free throw shooter on the season. And bad sign here as looks like Faye goes down with what looks like, I think it's a cramp.
Looks like a cramp.
The way Timmy Guler is flexing it, so at least that's a good sign that there is a cramp going on here instead of something more serious. But Faye is the one who's got to shoot these free throws, right, JP? Or what's the rules on that?
Well, we'll see if they. This has been hazy this year, Logan. We've seen people be forced to come on and shoot free throws. We've seen something like this happen, and the refs say, go ahead and shoot. So
if you're the officials, do they force Faye to shoot the free throws, or what is, you know what I mean? If he is good enough to go, because we've had a bunch of situations where, and if you're John Gullinger, you got to put the best shooter on your bench in there to shoot a free throw. But I'm not sure what the protocol is here, and I have a feeling some official down there, whether it's Nudell, Rydell, or Askegard, one of them knows what to do here. And hopefully the whole situation is mute, because Ian Faye is walking off on his own power. So he should walk to the free throw line at this point to take a couple. Oh, no, excuse me.
I think they brought in Peyton Blakeway.
This has happened before where Blakeway came in. I can't remember exactly the situation. Timmy Guler might have been sick one time or something, and Blakeway came in to shoot the free throw. So coming off cold, Blakeway's been in the game before in this one, but has only played about 5 minutes in this basketball game. So coming off in cold, he's got to try and put a section quarterfinal game on ice for Pelican Rapids. His first shot is off the back iron, no good. So the lead is still 9 here with 18.5 seconds to play. And if you're Pelican Rapids, you just have to make sure you do not foul. If Blakeway makes this, it's now a 4-possession game. So 4 possessions, 18.5 seconds. Do not foul if you're Pelican Rapids. And dribbling it right off his foot, but into the foot of Tollerud. And Guler's going to come away with it. Bethel trying to foul, but Guler stays away from him. 6 seconds, and they're going to let Pelican Rapids dribble it out here. So just like that, Pelican Rapids is going to go on and walk their way to the semifinals of the Section 8 AA tournament. As Fergus falls, hot shooting to start, could not hold on to this. Though Pelican Rapids has stamped their ticket to a neutral site game against the winner of Perham and Hawley. That game is not finished yet. With about 30 seconds to go, Perham is up 5 against Hawley. Hawley has been able to put a run together to get that game close. So if you are on YouTube right now, go over, watch that game. If you want to leave us, we appreciate everything this game has gone. Once again, shout out to Chris Hovden, a senior tonight on the production crew. He's put all this together all season. Shout out to him. This would not be possible without his work. Thank you, Mr. Kerry Halgrud, Silas Stockman, Kendall Kruger-Pierce, the rest of the student-led stream team for Pelican Rapids Channel 2. John Peter, I'm Logan North. Thank you so much for watching. Go Vikings, and we'll see you in the semifinals.